Hello, my name is Jovon with Downy Yoga. Welcome. Today we're going to be doing a 60-minute steady ease. If you have a couple of blocks, grab a couple of blocks, a strap. If you don't have a strap, you can use a durable scarf or belt and a blanket. Let's get started. You can place a blanket down. I'm sitting on a block. Or if you happen to have extra blankets, you can also sit on that. Find a comfortable seat. You can overlap the ankles. Find your hands on top of your lap. Sit up tall and straight. Roll the shoulders up into the ears and back down your back, relaxing. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable, or set a soft gaze, maybe looking towards the tip of your nose. Gently let your tongue rest on the bottom of the mouth. Let's tune in to the breath. Notice your inhale. Notice your exhale. Bringing our awareness, our conscious mind towards breathing. And we'll check in with the mindset. How are you feeling today? How are you? Asking yourself how you feel. What is your mood like? Without judging yourself, without any criticism, without criticizing and judging why you feel that way. Maybe it's a situation. So see if you can identify how it is that you're feeling without any judgment towards yourself or anyone else. Tenderly tuning into ourselves. With the utmost compassion, welcome yourself onto your mat this morning. Welcome yourself here and now. Whatever it is that you might be feeling, whatever it is that it feels like you're carrying and it feels heavy, whatever it is that may be weighing you down, welcome yourself as you are. Take a big breath in through your nose, all the way into the lungs. Feel the expansion of the lungs. Hold it at the very top. Open the mouth. Saw the breath all the way out. Inhale deeply in through the nose, all the way. Hold it at the very top. Open the mouth and release the breath all the way out. Maybe you sigh with release and relief. Good. Inhale deeply. This time we're going to keep the lips gently sealed as you slowly let the breath out of your nose and see how empty you can get on this exhale. When you get to the very bottom of your exhale, let's begin to ignite our Ujjayi pranayama, lightly constricting the back of the throat as you sip your breath through your nostrils. Ujjayi pranayama is a victorious breath, and it is used as a meditative tool to keep one in the present moment. Enjoy this breath as it allows you to stay focused here and now. Maybe you'd like to add pauses at the very top and the very bottom of your breath. Listen to the breath as it sounds like the ocean washing on and off the shore. How does that make you feel? Do you feel comfort? Do you feel safe? Do you feel a sense of rejuvenation and vitality? We'll slowly begin to meet ourselves on our back. So wherever you are, let's approach the back. You can use a blanket as a head cushion. Come on down. Place your head onto the blanket. Knees bent, feet on the floor. Arms are down by your side. Palms facing down. Shimmy the shoulders away from the ears. Pressing the shoulder heads down to broaden the collarbones. Your feet are about hips distance apart. Heels are close to the pelvic bone. Now pressing the mound of your big toe down and the inner heels down. Inhale, lift your hips. And you lift your hips, tilt the tailbone in between your kneecaps. Exhale, release, but roll down. So rolling the spine down. And once the pelvic bone rests down onto the floor, notice the natural curve in the back, the lower back. Inhale, lifting the hips. Maybe you lift a little higher on the second round. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lifting the hips. On this third one, we will pause and isolate. Make any adjustments here. Maybe you want to inch the toes a little bit more towards each other. Feel the inner thighs drawing towards one another like you've got magnets in between your inner thighs. Lift your heart up. So really lift your rib cage up. Maybe you start to shimmy the shoulders slightly underneath you to keep the front of your chest broad. Okay, reaching the fingers towards the front of your mat. Palms are down. We'll stay here for one more breath. Very well done. and rolling down one vertebrae at a time, okay, on the exhale. Right knee comes into the chest, left leg extends towards the front of your mat. Interlace your fingers in front of the right shin and pull the knee towards the right armpit. Okay. Breathe into the belly and relax the jaw. Check in with the facial muscles. Let's start to roll the right ankle in any direction. And then in the opposite direction. One more breath in. On the exhale, let's switch sides. Take a inhale once you get into the second side. Left knee towards the left armpit. Right leg is just loose and relaxed as it's extended out forward. And start to roll the ankle around in any direction. So 3 to the right, 3 to the left. Stay for one more breath. On the exhale, both knees come into the chest. Split your arms in between the legs. Grab the outer edges of the feet for happy baby. Now, you can grab the outer edges of the feet. You can grab a hold of the ankles or behind the knee pits. Whatever's most comfortable for you. Melt the sacrum down. Okay, so you want to point your tailbone more towards the front of your room rather than towards the sky. Knees are more or less at a 90-degree angle. And shimmy the shoulders away from the ears and towards the earth. Slightly tuck the chin, create a little bit of length in the back of the neck so the spine is neutral in this pose. Breathe. Try to relax your inner thighs, relaxing your genitals, relaxing your jaw, your facial muscles. A few more breaths in this pose. You can be in stillness or maybe you're rocking side to side. Whatever feels good for your back, your hips. Bring your knees into the chest. Squeeze the knees into the chest and keep them as close as you can to the chest. Tee the arms out, palms facing down. Let your knees knock over to the left for a gentle twist. Now, you might want to lift your left rib cage up and shimmy the outside of the left rib cage skyward so the right shoulder blade can rest more onto the floor. On your next inhale, you want to draw the navel in so you protect the lower back and bring the knees into the chest. Exhale, knees knock over to the right. Okay, same thing here. Let's start to roll the right outer rib cage skyward, resting the left shoulder down. Okay. Breathe. As you inhale, navel towards the spine, knees into the chest. Wrap your arms in front of the shins or maybe behind the knees. Let's do some back rolls here. So hands definitely will go behind the knees, behind the thighs, and rock up and down. Okay. So make sure you round the back. Chin stays towards the chest. Gentle back rolls. Crawl yourself back into a tabletop. Okay, so you can roll over your shins or you can side swipe. You can side swipe your legs back. Place your blanket off to the side. Tabletop, wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Okay, wrap the triceps back here. Inhale, lift the chest, drop your belly. Exhale, rounding the back. Okay, so tuck the chin, aim your tailbone towards your knees. And back and forth on your own. Please feel free to add some C curves, or maybe you want to jump rope the spine. Take your head along with you and see how organic. Close your eyes. Don't worry about who's around you. Maybe you have your family in the other room. Can we bring our senses more inward and not distracted by the material elements that we are surrounded by? Two to three more breaths. Meet me in tabletop. Curl the toes under. Inhale. On your exhale, press the hips up and back for downward facing dog. Please keep the knees slightly bent on this first round. Okay. Can maybe pedal out the feet a little bit, nod the head no, release the jaw. Three full breaths. Walk your hands towards your feet. Keep the knees bent. Feet are parallel to one another. Good. Opposite ends of elbows. Let your arms and head hang really heavy here. And sway gently side to side like a pendulum. Your torso is draping over your legs. Release the arms. Let's slide the hands underneath the feet, okay, or your palms rather. Okay, so palms are going to go underneath Padahastasana. Pada is feet, hasta is hand. Okay, good. And you want to see if you can get your toes at the wrist crease line. Inhale, lengthen the heart. You can have the knees slightly bent if you need to, if your lower back or hamstrings are tight. Exhale, dip your chest down and start to bow the elbows out. Okay, maybe slightly tuck the chin so that way your head can hang really heavy here. Breathe deep into the belly and press your weight towards the balls of your feet. If you feel any sharp pain, please remove your hands from your feet and come back to our ragdoll position of grabbing opposite ends of your elbows. Let's release the hands. Peace sign fingers will hook your big toes. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Drop your head down. Okay. These poses are active, so you want to bring your rib cage towards the thighs and the elbows out. Okay. Spin your inner thighs back like you're trying to separate your sit bones. Few more big breaths into the belly with control. Ujjayi pranayam. Releasing your fingers. Inhale, lift halfway. Maybe your hands slide up the shins, resisting the tops of the calves forward, glancing out. On the exhale, start to walk your hands all the way to the front of your mat in a downward facing dog. Okay, see how long you can get here. One more breath. On the exhale, lower your knees. Meet me in a tabletop position. We're going to shift this chest forward, so leaning the shoulders past the wrist crease line. Start to dip your chest down, so elbows will scrape the side body. Okay, extending the legs back, so slither legs back, prop the chest up into a baby cobra. Shoulder heads back, and without tucking your chin, just look down on your cheeks. Okay, this will slightly lengthen the back of the neck, and that's what we want. Okay, extending, you want to lift the right leg, extend it back, and spin the inseam of the inner thigh up. Do the same thing with the left. Lift the left leg, stretch it back, spin the inner thigh up, and rest the foot back down. Press the tops of the feet into the mat so that way the kneecaps will hover over the earth. Draw the inner elbows towards one another like you're pinching your shoulder blades together. One more breath in. Good. Exhale, release the chest down. Two more, just like that. Inhale, let's lift. Okay, very active legs. Exhale, release. One more time, inhale. Tailbone going towards the back of your heels. Exhale, release. On the inhale, press up into a tabletop position. Curl the toes under. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Okay, downward facing dog. Inhale, slightly bend your knees. Look forward in between your hands. Take as many steps as you need, walking towards the top of your mat. Good. Slightly bending your knees and roll up one vertebrae at a time. Okay. Once you get to the top, look up and sweep your arms over your head. Watch as the palms kiss. Exhale, hands to the heart. Samasahiti. Pausing. Enjoy yourself standing on your 2 feet and have gratitude of being able to hold this pose. Inhale, sweep your arms up, look up at the palms once they meet. Good. Exhale, swan dive. Put a bend in your knees, tee the arms out. Inhale, lengthen halfway, Ardha Uttanasana, so back is flat. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Reverse swan dive. Inhale, tee the arms up. Watch as the palms meet. Exhale, hands to the heart. So we're assimilating breath with movement. We've got 2 more just like that. Okay, so inhale, palms meet. Exhale, swan dive. Okay, so you want to have your movements the same length as your breath. Okay, inhale, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana, half flat back. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive. Palms meet. Exhale, hands to the heart. 1 more, just like that. Breath cues only. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Take your arms down by your sides. Bring your feet together. Big toes touching, heels will be slightly apart. Tadasana, mountain pose. Find the weight in the 4 corners of your feet. So you're going to lift your toes and really root down. You're going to lift the inner arches, but from the root of the femur bones, feel the length go all the way down. So through your knees, through those shin bones, all the way down to the very center of your heel. Nice and wide and stand nice and strong. Okay. Draw the belly up and lift the chest. Good. Inhale, reach up, palms meet, look up. Exhale, swan dive all the way. Maybe you can keep your legs a little straighter this time, and if not, no worries. Inhale, lengthen. Halfway, exhale. Plant your palms. Use a set of blocks underneath your hands if it feels better for you. Right leg goes back. Drop the knee. Keep your toes tucked. On your inhale, let's reach the arms up to the sky. Palms will meet. Press your palms into one another. Fingers can be spread, or maybe you like your fingers together. Okay, so you can web them or not. Good. Tailbone down, and use the length of your arms to stretch your spine longer. Good. Exhale, plant your palms. Step back into a tabletop position. Okay, so on your hands and knees. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, dip the chest and chin down. Inner elbow, scrape the side body. Okay, slither forward and up into a baby cobra or Bhujingasana cobra here. Wrap your triceps back and bring the heart through the gateway of your arms. Press the tops of the feet down. Good. Exhale, release the chest down to the earth. Inhale, press into your tabletop. Curl the toes under and downward facing dog. Okay, pedal out the feet. Good. Now, without kicking the right leg up, I just want you to step the right leg forward on your next exhale. Okay, so set the foot down closest to your right thumb. Drop the left knee, keep the toes tucked. Inhale, reach up, palms meet. We're only here for one breath. Exhale, forward fold at the top of the mat. Okay, so big step forward. Inhale, lengthen, come halfway. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive. All the way. Watch the palms as they touch. Exhale, hands to the heart. Okay, ground down. Inhale, reach up, palms meet. Exhale, swan dive all the way. Inhale, lengthen the heart forward. Exhale, palms come down on the floor or on your blocks. Left leg back, knee down, toes tucked. Inhale, reach up. Okay, so we'll stay on this side for a few more breaths. Palms meet. You can either web or keep the fingers touching together, like everything's glued together. Good. On the exhale, palms down, tabletop. Shift forward and lower slow. Your choice. Okay? Listen to your body. If you feel that a baby cobra is better for you, go for it. Good. One more breath. Lower all the way back down. Inhale, tabletop, curl the toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Few breaths here. On the next exhale, step your left leg forward so your foot is next to your left thumb. Drop the back knee, toes tucked. One breath, one movement. Palms come together. Exhale, big step forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive. Palms meet. Exhale, hands to the heart. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. Separate your feet just about hips distance apart. Take your arms back behind you so thumbs go down, interlace. Now, if I pointed at you like if now. So if your shoulders are really tight, you can always grab a strap. And I'll show you, yogis, you don't need to unravel the strap all the way. You can kind of hold on to the bulk of the strap. And maybe this works better for you. Okay? That's okay. So it could be a scarf, it could be a belt, whatever you would like to use. But that's why we have straps. So when you interlace your fingers here, okay, you're going to anchor down, but keep a slight micro bend in the elbows, especially hyperextenders. Okay, so if your elbow buckles in, you want to make sure that you keep a slight bend there, so we're not causing any compression in the joint. Okay, so wrapping the triceps towards the midline of the body so the collarbone is nice and broad. Good. Now let's get our fist and nuzzle them into the right waistline. Okay, right in there. Now guide your right elbow and point it to the right side of your room. Instead of allowing the elbow to go back, see if we can widen. Okay, and feel that extra stretch there. From here, right ear towards the right shoulder. And stretch the left side of your neck out. You can nod your chin side to side if that feels good for you. Good. And switch sides. So slowly releasing. Nuzzle the fist into the left waistline. Point your left elbow out and left ear, left shoulder. Make sure you're breathing. You can have your eyes closed or a soft gaze. Find any little spots that feel like they need to be stretched. You can absolutely linger there. Good. Anchor the knuckles down, head on top of your shoulders, neutral. One more inhale. Exhale, start to bend your knees and forward fold. So arms go up towards the sky. Let your head drop. Breathe. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Try to get the neck nice and long. Exhale, release. Arms. Good. Slowly begin to bend your knees and roll up one vertebrae at a time. Place your hands on your hips with your right leg. Step the right leg back and then pivot towards the right side of your mat. So the long edge of your mat here. So we're going to do a straddle. Okay. Or maybe your room is set up differently. If it feels better to go and step to the left side of your mat, by all means go for it, because we're only going to do one side. Okay. So you want to make sure that your feet are about a leg's distance apart. So anywhere between 3 to 4 feet apart. So it just really depends also on your flexibility level. Something nice and comfortable. I would like to have your toes dead ahead instead of pigeon-toed in. Okay, and then mound the big toe down and lift the inner arches here. Good. Place your hands on your waist. Relax the shoulders. Okay, tailbone down as you lift up on the inhale. Exhale, hinge forward at the hips. So you want to draw the navel towards the spine. Okay, keep a flat back as much as you can. And you can always use a set of blocks underneath your hands once we fold in half. Okay, so once the crown of the head is pointing towards the earth, you can definitely place your hands on the floor. And on the floor or on blocks. You can walk your hands back. Okay, to get a little bit more of a deeper stretch. Okay. Draw the inner elbows together as you use the grip of your mat as if you're trying to slide your mat from under your feet. Okay. Breathe deeply. Separate the sit bones so that we were internally rotating the femur bones into the hip sockets, but also seal the outer edges of your feet. So we want to keep the shin bones neutral. One more breath. Good. Now start to walk your hands to neutral so that way the wrists are under the shoulders. Inhale, lift, halfway flat back. Good. Okay, from here, yogis, I want you to go ahead and take your right toes outward. Okay, so right toes are at a 45-degree angle. I know it's probably, maybe you're looking at me and it's the opposite direction. I'm not going to mirror today. So, because I don't know what direction you are facing in. So, right toes out. Start to dip into the right knee and point your left toes up. Okay, you can use a set of blocks here, Skandasana or half Malasana. Okay. So you want to make sure that the toes are up and you can find the length. Spin the inseam of the inner thigh up to the sky. Have your hands on blocks or on the floor. Make sure your right arm is on the inside of the right knee. You can stay here if you like. Sweep the right arm out and then bring the left arm up. Okay, you can roll the heart open here. You can sweep your top arm over your head and find a little bit more length. If your right heel is not on the floor, try to slip a blanket or a towel underneath so that way you can find the grounding sensation here. Good. One more breath. On your exhale, let's release the left arm down. Plant your palms. Let's press the hips up and switch sides. So left toes out 45, right toes up. Good. You can stay here or start to add your variations. Keep on working the inseam of the right inner thigh up to the sky, pressing the heel down and forward. Let's lengthen. Tailbone goes down so that we can get into the QL, stretching out the quadratus lumbarum, the psoas muscles, all these muscles that tend to get really tight, especially when we're experiencing stress and anxiety. Okay. Breathe deeper into the lungs. On the exhale, let's release the right arm down. Center ourselves into a wide-legged straddle. Point the toes dead ahead. Inhale, lengthen, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Option, peace sign fingers will hook your big toes and dip the chest down as the elbows bow out. Let's release the fingers from the toes. Place your hands on your hips. Okay, really root down. I want you the inner heels arched, outer edges of the feet are grounded and rooted. Okay, lift your kneecaps so the quadriceps are active. On the inhale, flat back, let's come up. Okay, notice the difference when you actually activate those legs. Good. Well done. Let's start to heel toe the feet together so that we could safely return to the top of our mat. Okay, good. Tadasana. Inhale, slightly bend your knees, sink the hips, and reach the arms up. So we're going to do a chair, but it's not a deep chair. It's just shallow. It's a little shallow chair, okay? Now reach the arms up. Look in between your hands like you're holding almost like you're holding a block in between your hands, but keep the fingers straight. Good. Relax the shoulders, tailbone down. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, plant your palms. Step back into a downward facing dog, one leg at a time. Good. Take a breath in. On the exhale, step your right leg forward. Okay, next to the right thumb. Drop your back heel 45. So your toes are pointing towards the top left corner of your mat. Okay, you have the bend in your front knee. On the inhale, let's reach up into a warrior one. Okay, so check in with your front knee. Stack it over your ankle. Seal the outer edge of the back foot, just like we practice in Pasarita Padottanasana, the wide-legged stretch. Okay. Inner arches are up. Hips, square them to the front of your mat as much as you can. Bring those palms together as an option. Maybe you look up, bend into your knee, breathe for one more breath here. On the exhale, let's release down into a downward facing dog, Adho Mukha. Good. Shift forward. You can lower the knees here. Lean the shoulder. Keep the heart guided forward as you lower into your chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra, your choice. Curl the toes under. Draw the navel in. Take it back into a downward facing dog. Okay. On the exhale, left leg closest, or left foot closest to your left thumb. Drop your back heel. Inhale, warrior one. Palms meet together. Okay, find your stance here. We're here just for a few breaths, but enough time to find yourself grounding and feeling the sensation and the energy of this pose, this very strong pose. Look up and reach towards the sky as you ground down into your feet. Exhale, release. Adho Mukha. Take a breath here. Shift forward. Modified chaturanga. Enjoy the movements, yogis. And downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, slightly bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, take 1 or 2 steps to the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Place your arms up along the side of the rib cage. Slightly bend the knees, slightly sink the hips, and reach the arms up. Look in between your hands. Exhale, press the standing, hands to the heart. Big breath in, and a big breath out. Inhale, reach up, palms meet. Exhale, swan dive it all the way down. Inhale, let's lengthen. Exhale, downward facing dog. So again, one leg at a time. Maybe you switch which leg goes back first. Okay. Lengthen the spine, then lower slow. There's no rush here. Breathe. Downward facing dog as you exhale. And then child's pose. Knees wide, big toes touch. Okay, feel free to add a blanket under the knees, or maybe you'd rather have a blanket to support your chest, or maybe it's a blanket to support your head. Close your eyes. We'll be here maybe about 5 to 7 breaths. I'll cue you when to switch your head around. Come back to your breath. And then go ahead and switch your head gently around. Relax your shoulders. See if you could breathe deeper. Slowly bring the palms under the shoulder heads. Meet me in a tabletop position. Good. Let's extend the right leg out so your ankle's in line with the hip. Toes are pointing towards the front of your mat and seal the outer edge of your foot. Walk your hands back. Come to a standing position so that way you're standing on your left knee. Well done. From here, right hand, go ahead and slide it down your right leg, but make sure you're not pressing into the knee. So maybe your hand is on your thigh, maybe your hand could go past the knee and onto the calf. Okay, hold on to the shin bone and sweep your left arm up to the sky. Relax your shoulders and roll the heart open, tailbone going towards the left knee. Good, one more breath here. As you exhale, use your right hand, sweep it forward towards the top of the mat. Okay, so left hand on the right side, sweep it forward, place your hands down. Good. Now I want you to bring your right knee towards your chest and place the foot in between your hands. Good. This is a great place to add a blanket under the left knee. Walk your right foot over to the left and rest the knee down behind the right wrist. Scoot the left leg back as far as you can and point the toes back. You can use a set of blocks for your elbows and your forearms here. Good. Flex your right foot. Okay, if you have an extra blanket or maybe you would prefer to use the block under the right hip, you're more than welcome to do that too. Good. If you don't want the blocks underneath your forearms, you absolutely don't need to put them. You can actually use one of your blocks or maybe a blanket for the forehead. That way you can relax the neck, release the jaw. It's very nice. Slowly lift your head Okay. If you have blocks, move them off to the side. Hands and wrists underneath the shoulders. Curl the back toes under. Lift the kneecap, lift your hips. Let's take it back into a downward facing dog. Okay, so you can pedal out the feet. If it feels good to shake the right leg out a little bit, get the blood circulating back into the leg, roll the ankle, you could do that too. Okay, you can already switch your blanket over to the right side of your mat if you happen to have used a blanket. Tabletop. Left leg extends out. Walk your hands back. Hands on your hips, and you're standing on your right knee. Left toes pointing forward. Slide your left hand down your leg and reach the right arm up and over. Okay, relax the shoulders and roll the heart open. Tailbone going towards the right inner knee. Okay, sweep the right arm forward. Hands down. Left knee towards the chest. Land the foot on the inside. Okay, let's add the blanket. Walk your foot over towards the right side of your mat. Okay, make any adjustments here that you need. Flex the left foot. Use any props as support. And this side could be different. Maybe you need less props. Maybe you need more. Check in with your breath. Breathe deep into the belly. Relaxing the jaw and the shoulders, breath by breath, allowing your body to surrender to this pose, letting its energy of the pose, allowing it to relax you, breath by breath, releasing tension and anything that might feel heavy. Okay, when you're ready, start to lift your head, chest. Okay. If you need a little bit more time on this side, you're more than welcome to take it. Downward facing dog. Okay, shake the leg out if you happen to need a little bit of that. Good. And then tabletop, we're going to sweep the legs forward towards the top of the mat. Bring the soles of the feet together. Hold on to the feet. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, fold. Okay. You can have your elbows and forearms on a set of blocks here. Or maybe you like to extend the arms forward. Breathe. Walk your hands back. Place the hands to the outer knees, closing your legs up like a book. Scoot yourself forward, and we will place the blocks underneath the calves here so that we were kind of set up already. Come on, slowly to the back. Good. Bring your knees into the chest. Give a nice squeeze here. Now place your feet down with the knees bent. Shimmy your hips over to the right. Cross your right leg over the left. And let the knees fall to the left side as you make a cactus shape with the arms. Okay, top hip. See if you can guide your top hip towards the front of your mat. So that's your right hip. Notice how it kind of hollows out the left waistline on the floor. It's kind of making a little bridge. Good. Inhale, come back to center, uncrossing the legs. Hips will go all the way to the left, left leg over the right, and legs to the right. Okay, keep your arms in a cactus shape if that feels comfortable. Top hip towards the front of the mat. Notice how that lengthens the left waistline and slightly scrunches up the right waistline. Inhale, release. Center the spine and the pelvic bone. Return your calves onto the blocks. Okay. Make any adjustments here. Maybe you want to cover yourself. Maybe you need a pillow for the spine. Arms are down by your sides. Close your eyes. Let the feet be loose and relaxed. Notice how your shins are melting down into the earth. The pelvic bone is relaxed, and the back of the pelvic bone in particular is broad and rooted down into the earth. Shimmy the shoulders down and away from the ears. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. You can lick your lips and swallow. Let your tongue rest on the bottom of the mouth. The breath come to its own natural rhythm. It's time to relax. This is it. Shavasana. Let your body rest. Please feel free to stay here for as long as you like. I want to thank you so much for joining us. If you have any comments, any inquiries, please write us a comment in the video. If you like the video, please smash the like button. We thank you so much for subscribing and supporting. If you'd like to send a donation, you can find us on Venmo, Downey-Yoga, or on Zelle, info@downeyyoga.com. Any amount you can possibly donate is a contribution to keeping us going and streaming with you guys and practicing with all of you. Thank you so much. Namaste.